Hey guys, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a quick dice rolling racing game from AEG called Cubitos. Cubitos is a game from AEG, plays 2 to 4 players from designer John D. Clare. He's done some pretty popular games. I'm not going to tell you what those are, you can look them up. And what you're doing in this is you are kind of doing a push your luck dice rolling game. You're trying to basically roll dice to earn feet to move around this track that's on the board to ultimately be the first one to cross the finish line. There's also going to be some extra dice you can buy to help make that journey a little bit easier. And there's going to be some busting, which is bad, but ultimately ends with good things. So that's enough talking about it. Let's go down to the table, check it out. All right, so here's a game of Cubitos, all set up for 2 players. This game has quite a bit of setup, so let's go ahead and talk through it a little bit. There are 4 different boards that you can pick from. I just picked this one because it's the most straightforward, and you're going to just go around in a circle. You're going to put both of your little characters, so I have yellow and white, so we have the sheep and the lion. They're going to go on the start-finish line. Then what you're going to do is you're going to get out the credits and the fans, or the additional roll markers here, and set them on top of the box. All the rest of the dice, if you need them, you can put them out on the table. You'll have another little character that's over here on the bench. That's where you're going to try to be earning some fans in case you bust. And then you're going to pick a card for every color of dice that we have here. So we have all these colors, and we have yellow, and we have purple over here that you can't really see, but there is a purple die over there. And you pick a card for each of them that's going to basically give these dice a special power. And all the different dice are going to have a different breakdown of sides. A lot of blanks, but some of them have 2 sides, some of them have 1, some of them have 3, so on and so forth. And they have a cost that each die can cost you when we get to that point. All right, so the gameplay is pretty easy. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be rolling your dice. First player is also going to get this special die, just as, it's a first player marker, but kind of just to give you a little bit of something to do. So what you're going to do is you're going to be doing the roll phase. We're all going to do this simultaneously. You're going to draw your dice. You can draw up to 9 based on however many hands you are here, or how many red lines you are behind the person who's in first place, or a person in front of you. Kind of like quacks, rat tails, that type of thing. Then what you're going to do is you're going to roll them. So I want both of these, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, so I have this one here that I'm not rolling. Then I'm going to roll. This player will be doing it too, and I'll do theirs in a minute. All right, so that's not good. If you roll all blanks, you bust. If you roll at least one side that has something on it, you can keep going, and that's called pushing to try to get better actions. So in this case, I busted. So then what happens here is any dice that I roll, I can move to my discard. So I'll go ahead and move this one, and then I bust. So when you bust, you're going to take your character and you're going to move them up 1 on this track. This is going to give you credits. It's going to give you some bonuses throughout the game to help make life a little bit easier. But that's my turn. So I rolled, I busted, and then I have to do this to let everybody know that I'm ready to move on to the next phase. This player will do the same thing. They don't have the first player die, so they'll just roll all of them because they have 9. And they have an action. All right, so they have, let me move this here. So they actually rolled a face. So let's go ahead and put that in the active. They're going to roll one more time because I want to try to show you some other things other than just busting. Got 2. We'll do one more. Hopefully that's not getting greedy, but we'll see. All right, sweet. All right. So we did that. That's where we're done. We did that. And then we'll go to that. All right, now we're going to move to the run phase. First thing you're going to do is you're going to use the ability. So any dice that you have that would have an ability, like this red die with the swords, which we don't have yet, we would do that. Or we would resolve those abilities first. We don't have any of that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to move. So anybody that rolled some movement will then move. This player isn't doing any of this because they busted, but this player could move. They can't move because they didn't roll any. Next thing they can do is they can buy dice. They have 3 credits. That's what the 1 is. 3 credits to roll dice, or to buy. You can buy as many dice as you can pay for. But in this case, I'm just going to buy a red one. When you buy a die, I have 3 credits, so this costs 3. It goes to the discard. So any dice that were active or you purchased go to the discard. Then any that are here will stay here. What happens now is, when everybody's done, we'll flip this back over. The first player marker will be, oh, it's upside down. The first player marker will be passed to the next player. So in this player case, they'll get it. Then what you're going to do is you have to roll 9 dice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All these dice will come back over to the draw, and then you can draw what you need to get to the 9. So I wouldn't be able to draw this one because I have this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that would be my dice to roll. This player, same thing. They're only going to have 9, so they're going to roll all of their dice. And we'll play one more round, and we'll see what happens. So that player's first player, but I'm going to go ahead and roll this because it's closer. So we have 2. It's better to do this with a tray as well because it just is. And then I bust it again. So I bust one more time. And then do that, and I move up 1. That gives me a credit that I can use at any time. So I have a credit now that I can use. And then this player, same thing, they're going to roll. Let me move these so I don't get those confused. All right, so 2, 3, a sword, and a foot. All right, and I'm going to stop right there so we can see some other actions. So that's that. So then they flip. They're ready to go on to the run phase. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to resolve the swords. So this player has 1 sword. Most swords. Start player breaks ties. You gain 3 credits. So they'll get 3 credits, which is pretty solid. These are temporary. They have to use them this turn. Gain 2 movement. And then lose 1 red, not optional. So then this die, they would have to lose it. So they get 2 plus 3 movement. So they'll get 3 movement. So let's see here. They'll go 1, 2, 3, and they're going to get a credit. This one can stay, but these are temporary. And they now have 6 credits they have to spend and 1 that they can spend. So they have 6. They're going to go ahead and buy Smelly Cat. Smelly Cat costs 5. So they're going to waste 1, but it'll give them some options for some more movement. And that is their turn. And this player's not going to do anything because they only have 1, so they can't buy anything. So they're done. Oh. These go over here. All right. Let's go ahead and play one more round. Why not? One more round. All right, so this player's first player now. So in the same thing, you draw up to 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then these will come back over here. And then this player has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Am I missing one? Oh yeah, I think one of these are theirs. Yep. Yep, whoops. Yep, all right. So there we go. And then we roll. So not rolling this one. All right, so rolling 9. So we got 3 credits, and I think that's where I'm going to stay. 3 credits. So these will just stay right there, and I'm done. Again, you can keep going if you want to, but I don't want to bust. I've already busted twice. Then this player, they're going to do the same thing. Let's get this one out of the way. So they have a foot and a 1. Oops, that was a foot. A foot and a 1. They're going to do 1 more. 1 more. Oh, and they busted. So they're now done. So those get discarded. And now they get to move up 1 right there. All right. So then we're ready to run. This player is not moving, but they have 3 credits and possibly 4 that they can spend. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a green one. Well, they're stuck together. And the green ones are nice because they're going to move this to your roll zone before you roll. If you push, you may move this to your roll zone before you roll. So it's going to basically give you an extra die to roll, which is pretty cool. Then these will slide over. And then I have to do this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then this one will go over there. And then they can discard what they want. So They won't discard any. And they'll discard these two. So then they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then they have to roll these two. All right. And that's how the game's going to keep playing until someone crosses the finish line. If multiple people cross the finish line at the same time or in the same round, whoever makes it across the finish line the farthest is the winner. One other thing I wanted to explain is there are certain spaces on this board that are going to give you a special ability. I showed that with the yellow lion. They landed on the 1, which is going to give you credits. So basically the ones that look like credits give you credits. This will move you up on the fan track over here to give you bonuses. The building with the die with the X is going to let you get rid of a die from the game. And the building with the green line says gain a die. You're going to get to take any die that you want for free, which is pretty great. So that is Cubitos. Let's go up the top, see what they think about it. All right, well, that was Cubitos. First off, the production on this game is awesome. All these little boxes with the dice because it's stored in them and sit on top. That's incredible. It shows you what the breakdown of the dice faces are. It's also on the card, but it's nice on that box. The cards have adorable art. There's a whole pile. There's like 8 or something of each of the different colors of cards, which is awesome. I like the back of the cards too. They give you an idea of, you know, this is the dog, this is the cat. Just awesome. I can't say enough good things about the production. I like the art. I like the little character meeples. You know, there's the lion. You saw the sheep. Everything about this game is awesome. It comes with this extra box that I don't really know what goes into it. It's like a storage box. I don't know. I have the little, these things in there right now because that's all that I know to put in there. Everything about this game is awesome. It's the player aid tells you exactly what you need to do, exactly what moves into discard when you're done. It's great. I can't say enough about the production. And having 4 different boards that you can play makes the replayability, you know, not infinite, but there's a lot of replayability with the different boards, the different cards that can be used for each of the dice. There's just a lot of different games that you can play just with this basic stuff that comes in the box, which I appreciate. This is a great game. I love Push Your Luck. I love Quacks, which this kind of feels like, sort of. Only in the fact that when you get past that red line on the track, you can get extra die. You can roll extra dice. And when you bust, you get like some goodies. So it kind of gives you kind of the same type of feeling as Quacks. But it also mixes that Quest for El Dorado feeling where you're trying to be the first person to cross the finish line. Or any game like that where you're doing some Push Your Luck, but you're also doing a little race, which is cool. It's an interesting amalgamation of stuff that I think comes through really great in this package. Tons of people have done videos on this. I'm not the first. I'm probably not going to be the last. I'm probably not the best, but I'm probably not the worst either. But I had to cover this game because it's just that good, and it needed to be on our channel. So I want to give this a BGM acceptance seal. This is going to get an 8 out of 10 on BGG, which is a 4 out of 5 wrenches on our arbitrary wrench scale. That means absolutely nothing. But we like to give it the games that we enjoy, and that's what I'm going to do. So that's Cubitos from AEG. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and as always, keep gaming.